Do you ever feel like you don't fit in? Like no matter how hard you try to be like everyone else, something always reminds you that you're different? Do you ever feel like the things that make you unique are the very things that hold you back? If you've ever felt like this, trust me, I get it. I've been there. Let me tell you a story about a time I thought I wasn't enough. A time when I felt like the things that made me different would never be okay. But that all changed when I learned one powerful truth: you don't have to change to belong. My name is Lucas, and I'm 14. I've always been teased about the way I look, mostly my ears. They're a little bigger than most, and you can imagine the kinds of jokes the kids at school would make. "Hey, Lucas, you could probably hear us from a mile away with those ears, or are you listening to the wind with those things?" It stung every time. I tried everything to hide them, wearing my hair long, slouching, even avoiding mirrors. But it never worked. No matter how hard I tried to blend in, my ears were the one thing everyone noticed. One afternoon, after a particularly rough day of teasing, I couldn't take it anymore. I left school early and wandered off into the woods behind the school. The quiet of the trees felt like a refuge. The world outside could be cruel, but here, there was peace. Away from the constant laughter and stares, I felt like I could breathe for the first time in hours. But even in the woods, I couldn't escape my thoughts. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't like everyone else. As I walked deeper into the forest, I stumbled upon an old tree, a massive, gnarled thing, its bark weathered by time. It stood apart from the others, and there was something about it that felt different. The locals called it the wishing tree, but it wasn't because it granted wishes like some fairy tale. It was said to offer wisdom, something much more valuable than any wish. I don't know why, but I sat beneath it. The air felt different here, as if time itself slowed down. I felt small, but in a comforting way, like I wasn't alone. "I don't know why I feel like this," I whispered, unsure if the tree could hear me. "Everyone laughs at me because of my ears. They make fun of me, and I just want to fit in. I don't want to be different." To my surprise, I heard a soft voice, a deep, calm voice, coming from the tree itself. It didn't startle me. It felt natural, like it had always been there, waiting for me to listen. "You are already enough, Lucas. The very thing you try to hide is the thing that makes you special." I blinked. I was sure I was hearing things. "Wait, what? Who's there?" I looked around, but there was no one. Just me and the tree. "It is I, the wishing tree. And I know your heart, your pain. You believe that your ears make you less than, but that is not true. You are more than what others see in you. You are more than their words." I felt a strange warmth spread through me, as if the tree was wrapping me in a comfort I had never known before. "But my ears," I stammered, instinctively touching them. "They're huge. People laugh at me. I don't know how to make them stop." The tree's voice was gentle, yet firm, like the wind rustling through its leaves. Do you know that when you focus too much on how others see you, you start to live your life trying to please them, rather than being true to your own values? You begin to live in the eyes of others, instead of following your own path. When you are constantly worried about what others think, it becomes harder to be yourself, and you can lose sight of who you really are. I thought about that for a moment. I had spent so much time worrying about what others thought of me, trying to fit in and change myself to meet their expectations. But in doing so, I had forgotten to be myself. Trying to gain approval from others will only leave you questioning yourself, the tree continued. You'll never feel truly happy, because your sense of worth is tied to their judgments, not your own. Your value should be something that no one can take away from you, it's something only you can define. When you let others' opinions dictate how you see yourself, you will always feel like you're not enough. I sat there, letting the tree's words sink in. I thought about how I had always tried to hide. How I'd let the teasing get to me. But the tree was right. My ears weren't the problem. The problem was how I saw them, and how I let the words of others define me. The moment you stop seeking validation from others, the tree whispered, is the moment you'll start seeing your true worth. Your value doesn't depend on the judgment of others. You are enough, just as you are. Embrace your uniqueness, and the world will start seeing you for who you truly are. For the first time, I felt something inside me shift. I didn't have to hide. I didn't have to shrink to fit into the world's narrow view of me. I was enough, just as I was. "Thank you," I whispered, my voice thick with emotion. "I think I understand now." The tree's leaves rustled gently in the wind, almost as if it was smiling. As I left the forest that day, I didn't feel small anymore. I felt tall, not just in height, but in spirit. And though the teasing would still come, I knew I could face it. I didn't need to be anyone else. I was enough, just as I was. Remember, my friends, you are more than enough, just as you are. It takes courage to embrace what makes you different, but that's where your strength lies. Whether it's your heart, your voice, or your perspective, your uniqueness is your power. Don't hide it. Own it. If you've ever felt like you didn't belong or struggled with accepting yourself, know that you're not alone. We all have something that makes us different, but that's what makes us special. Embrace it, and the world will see the beauty in you. Keep learning, keep growing, and always remember, you are enough. Thank you for joining me today. I hope today's story inspired you to find your own courage and embrace your unique self. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're owning your differences. Until next time, my friends.